Angelica Gonzalez Garcia says that she fled Guatemala to get away from domestic abuse, to try and bring her daughter to safety and perhaps be safe herself for once. But once she got to Arizona, she was separated from her 8-year-old daughter. Her daughter was taken away from her. And she did not see her daughter for 55 days. No idea where she was. They were just reunited at Logan Airport, and that video goes on for about 10 minutes. And what I found fascinating about it is that the people around her who helped make this happen started by watching tears of joy, and then they all started looking down as the mother wept and went through all the phases of the trauma that she had been through for the past 55 days when she did not know the fate of her little girl. And it's very hard to watch when you realize that this happened because of policies in the United States of America.
And I think that's what you saw.
I felt like
the tears continued, you saw these people and looking down, shaking their head, and you're like, wait, this is
messed up.
This is because of American policy. And I think, by the way, so many conservatives.
She's the lucky one.
So many conservatives like myself who believe in a tough border policy. In fact, I've always been more conservative on immigration, on illegal immigration, than most of the people in my party, leaders in my party. But this isn't America. It's not even close to what we are as a people, and there are ways to do this.
And if we could just, I don't know, maybe show a little more of that video, because there's also the sad, I think, incredibly damaging trick that the Trump administration has played on the American people. Because for some reason, some people who work for President Trump, including his daughter, are twisting this and actually thanking President Trump for moments like this, moments he created. How sick. How sick for someone in the White House to tweet, "Thank you to Donald Trump for these reunions." Because these reunions, they should have never happened. These children should have never been taken away from their parents. These children should have never been traumatized, held, taken away to different states, put on buses, put on planes, scared, not knowing where they're going. Laura Ingraham, this isn't summer camp, okay? The conditions for these children are all wrong, because the United States of America should not be separating children from their parents and leaving their parents waiting in holding cells, making them pay bond just to maybe get the luck that someone will pay their bond, maybe an attorney who feels that they need to do their civic duty and try and help one of these parents reunite and get them from Arizona to New York to maybe see their kid, to maybe get a reunion like that. Thank you, President Trump. How sick and how twisted.
You know what,
we are doing this with our policy, and we are twisting the truth to make it look like the president created a happy day for these people. How utterly sick. This is not where we need to be. And at some point, I pray all Americans get it. But I get, when I see what happened in this rally last night, the people clapping when they're hearing lies, I get that all of you are part of creating a big lie for this presidency and protecting something that is utterly un-American.
You know what's interesting is that Ivanka Trump and others in the administration are doing toward Donald Trump just what he did with Kim Jong-un, in that, first of all, Donald Trump implements a policy where children are snatched from the arms of their parents. And then, after the chaos ensues and he pays a political price for it, he changes the policy, and then they congratulate him.
When a few of them can get back together, but right now we're still waiting on how many?
Over 2,000.
There are over 2,000 children who are still separated, and you don't know how to do it? No, thank you.
And Willie.
For ruining the lives of those many who are seeking asylum and coming here the way many Americans got here, including, by the way, your great-great-grandparents, your grandparents, my parents.
And about 100 of these children are under the age of 5. Think about it. I want you guys to think about it. Under 100 children are under the age of 5. And don't let Donald Trump lie to you. Many are coming here seeking refugee status, which is what the United States of America has done for years. Donald Trump, his own administration had a study that showed that refugees over the past decade have actually earned this country, made this country $63 million. Or is it? Yeah, 63 million. So Willie, we were talking about Ivanka Trump congratulating her father for ending a policy that he started that caused so much human misery. It's kind of like Donald Trump thanking Kim Jong-un for releasing Americans that Kim Jong-un kidnapped. It's like you're thanking the person that created the policy, that created the pain and human suffering, for reversing that policy, for trying to fix a situation that they created out of just the most base, cynical political motives. Donald Trump, of course, having our government snatch babies from their mother's arms. Alex, how many under the age of 5?
100.
About 100 under the age of 5 as a bargaining chip for Democrats.
So you want to be congratulated for reversing the policy he put in place under public pressure. But what didn't change was the families that had already been separated. The number was 2,000. There was an important development yesterday that gets lost in the fire hose of news, which was that the HHS secretary came out and said, actually, there were about 3,000, not 2,000, there are just under 3,000 children still separated from their families. So the question remains, all these weeks later, why? Why are they still separated? It was great to see that moment that we watched take place. I'm so happy after 55 days that woman saw her 8-year-old again, who was being held in conditions God knows where, under God knows which circumstances. But what about the other 3,000? Let's go. You said this was going to happen. You said they were going to be reunited. Get those kids back with their parents. You want credit for stopping the policy, but what about the people who are already separated and need to be with their parents?
And we start saying nearly 3,000, and that's because the government will not give us an exact number. They will not or could not provide us with a number so they know exactly how many children. That's just not a rounding thing for a headline.
So
that's really disturbing.
We're going to go to break. Take a look at this video again, because this is video that Laura Ingraham says is a kid coming home from camp. Ivanka Trump wants you to believe that we should thank her father for this, even though he created this situation, and this child was separated from her mother, and her mother did not know the fate of her child for 55 days. And Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, she calls these people lawbreakers and hopes they will get the message, but then also, like Ivanka Trump, twists the truth and says she's not actually using these children as pawns to send a message. I'll be right back.
They've already admitted they do. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.